Generic greetings and welcome back to Power to the People, where in the previous episode we headed to Australia, or Stray, and managed to get Sydney powered up as well as some other cities around here as well. Overall, pretty happy with our progress. We have one power plant, it being coal-fired, switching station, which I'm still not 100% sure on how to utilise it, but we'll see how things progress as we move on. A couple of advanced substations, technically 3, and also a molten salt factory for our storage as well. So overall, pretty happy. In this episode, maybe get to day 50, maybe not, we will have to see. But what I do want to do is power up this electric ferry charging point as well as the back end of this town, including most likely the Sydney Opera House, with some more connections. So over to our building here, and I want to get an advanced substation, and I'm going to put that on this little island here. I'm going to then run some power from this location over to there, but I want to make sure. Oh, see that? It's problematic when it's trying to get across there. That's very strange. It has to go like right across for some reason. I don't know why. Do we actually build it back over then, or do I just build along there? I'll tell you what. I'll build down to there, and then I'll build across like so. Like I say, I'm trying to just connect up this thing here and then into the back like so. That's now connected up, and then I'm going to run some smaller lines which are going to come across and then do this thing here, which obviously will connect up to the back, and then I can also delete most likely. What's the best way of doing this? Probably delete that section there and then delete that section there and then power that up with this connection, which means that we've got a nice little bit of load balancing there. So yes, not too bad. Let's turn this thing on. When I say turn this thing on, I mean that being time, and we'll see how we get on. We've now got 26,000 average score of 5 there, which is brilliant, and also our medical clinic that's getting built is also powered up. No research points, so we'll skip to the next day. Just keeping an eye on. Oh, that's not powered up. Oh, does that need a high voltage line? Right, that needs a high voltage line. One moment, I will go ahead and fix the problem. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. I can probably build across like so. No, I can't. I can't actually build across there, so I'm going to have to do a bit of rerouting. So that's going to go across to there, like that. Deleting all of that and all of this sort of double line here. So we've still got power going over there, which is perfectly acceptable. But then this one can come along, and why can't it build? Oh, I can't build on these diagonals. That is problematic, although it will actually connect up there. So still no problems. Right, good. Research points, we've got improved insulation, which is effects of high and low temperatures in power consumption rates reduced by 25%. Dynamic pricing, I think go for power saving lights are good. Improved cable alloys I think is probably, maybe, I don't know. I think I said in the last episode that I'm going to try and go down the more efficiency sort of route first, and I still stand by that, and maybe try and avoid the whole power cable upgrade thing. That is just blown up. So interestingly, that has got a lot of draw in it, which I wouldn't have expected. Although, to be fair, look at that. What's it drawing? It's drawing 30. Okay, we're going to have to remove some of the draw from that, and I'm going to do that by connecting up that and then deleting that section there. That then puts even more draw on that one. So where's this draw coming from? Is it this? Is this here? There's not much I can do about that. I'm going to have to connect that back up. Right, so this has got a bit of an issue there. Tell you what, I'll connect that up there, and then I'll delete probably that connection, and that's a little bit more balanced. It's still running closer than I'd like, but it is okay, and I do stress just okay. The other solution as well that I could maybe go for is connecting up that and then deleting that section, and then again we've got some better balancing. There's 4 research points which we could spend on efficient appliances or anything, but just keep on going really. I don't think there's any great reason to mess around too much. The draw here is going up to 20 odd megawatts, but it wasn't too much of an issue. Another connection in here, which is going to be the small factory. So we're now getting factories appear, so that is potentially going to obviously cause some more issues when it comes to the connections and such. We've got also another building here, which I'm going to preemptively put in a separate line from the advanced substation, which should hopefully resolve things there. Looks like the ferry terminal is up and running. It uses 8.5 megawatts, but it pulls a little bit more because of the losses, and that line is up to about 80 odd, so we are needing some more. I think we are needing some more power lines in there, but I'm not too sure how to go about that. At the back here we've got a large park, so we want to obviously power that up, so I'll just run in a cable there, and then keeping an eye on this thing. I guess I could, if I wanted to, reduce the draw on this line by moving some of this stuff over to here. That is actually not a terrible plan. So I'm going to run this across to there, and then delete that section. So there's going to be less draw on here, which means less draw on this overall. So yeah, again, we can remove connections, shift them around, work on that thing there, right to the peak. It peaks at about 84, so it hasn't really done much by putting that there, but it's still alright. Another connection to go in there, which is going to be a low voltage, no, it's a low voltage power line going to the restaurant, or restaurant, if you believe some some chefs. It's a restaurant. We've got efficient appliances, which reduces power consumption of buildings. We've actually got 9 research points. I'm going to go for efficient appliances, so we'll select that. I'm going to keep those extra points for the next time. And, oh, hang on. So we have got, as you can see, all of this drop, because this, I believe, yeah, it's ramping up, so I've missed the alert about it going into maintenance. That's what that'll have been. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to build some more power stations, and I'm going to go for some photovoltaic cells, which I'm going to place in. I'm going to place them in line. One there, and oh, look at that. That gets a huge overdraw. 118. Oh, that's because the molten salt factory will be ramping. That's why it's trying to store all that power. So that's gonna blow that line up, as we've seen there. Maybe then I shouldn't have placed that where I placed it. Instead, connected it to the switching station. I know it's going to cost money, but I am going to get rid of it. Because I think that would be a better idea to put it over here. Yeah, it's going to cost money, but we've got more than enough cash to experiment with. This is going to go in here. No. Oh, yes, I have to place it there, which is it's very close to this, but hopefully that, yeah, that's sort of fixed it. Not when it comes to the night, it hasn't. Yeah, having that where it is, that molten salt factory, is proving to be a bit of a problem. I could go with improved cable alloys. Or do we go with inverter motors and stuff? I don't really know what the solution would be. Either way, that's now sort of fixed. Photovoltaic is working fine. Yeah, I mean, where it is not too bad. The not in my backyard is quite small. Obviously, it's not working at night, but it does connect up to that and then to the molten salt factory as well. Over to power then, we're going to run some more power lines there. There's nothing over there, nothing in here. That seems to be balanced. And we got occupancy sensors, reduces power consumption of office buildings and commercial by 15, and inverter motors, that's 10% for the industry stuff, so we're going to pick that up as well. New city being founded in 20 hours. We can see this thing, the photovoltaic, is running hot. Let me go ahead and place in another one right behind it, and because it's connected to it, it should share the same sort of grid. Let's see if that is actually the case. We have this to connect up here, which is going to be suburban homes, and then over here we have another connection which I can run down, and that is a convenience store. How convenient. 8 hours for the next city, and let's see where we're going to have it. 2 hours now. I mean, if it goes over here, we could potentially have some problems because it's quite far away from our high voltage power lines. If it's down here, then that would be all the better, really. Look at that. That's running absolutely dangerously hot. And Argyle has been placed up there. That's not necessarily a problem. Let me go ahead and maybe from here, let me connect up those like so, then delete all of that. Actually, if I put in, I mean, I've said about putting double in before. If I do this, would that's the wrong type of one. If I do this, yeah, that actually is going to affect the balance on that. That's pretty good. Okay, good. What I'll also do is bring these two out, and I'm going to run those to a switching station, which is going to go on the back. Switching station, there it is. That can go in here, and then we're going to run a line up to, say, this area. The problem with this line is that it doesn't connect up to any storage, so it's... I'll be honest, I've really messed up this design. It is not very good at all, but at least we are still progressing on, and around 30 days of the CEO. We don't have to go for perfect, we just have to go for okay in keeping the lights on. Advanced substation, that's going to go in, I think, a little bit further back, say in here, and then we'll delete those front ones there as well, followed by some power, which will go across and into there like so. This one is running really hot, so I want to try and fix that, and I will do so by running this thing up and round like so. That's going to connect to the back and delete the multitude of messy bits that I've sort of caused by, and then do that, which means that hopefully, actually, I'll tell you what, if we connect up that and then connect up that, delete that one, we have not ideal balance, but better than expected. I'll settle at this stage for, like I say, good enough. Oh, by the way, today's beverage is a nice green tea. Didn't mention it earlier because, quite frankly, it was fresh and still very hot. Let me just go ahead and I'm going to run some connections there. I'm going to repair that one, and hopefully those connections should, yeah, alleviate some of that supply issue. Oh, that blew up, did it? So that's running hot, and that's running very hot as well. Right, what can I do to alleviate that? What's that on? It's just over the 30. Improved cable alloys is good. What can I do to alleviate this issue? Well, ideally, this is doing nothing. So I want to place some of its load onto this, which means redoing it, because this has been put in place. I can probably make that a lot better, which I will go ahead and do in a moment. This one is not connector rated, so I'll do that. Some people will be a little bit, yeah, satisfaction because of proximity to molten salt factory, but they can see literally open the back door and you can see these huge solar cells, but they're not too concerned about that one. Anyway, let's go to delete, and I'm going to delete all of that because I want to follow the roads, you see. So I'll do the best I can on that front. I'm just going to delete all of this, quite frankly, and redo a big section of it back here. I think that would be okay. So from this location, this is going to come across and along here, and then to there. That's fine. This one will connect up to that one, so we got more drawn that line, and then from here we've got a couple of things. We can probably connect that up, then run that one like that, and like that, and then from that one up to the middle, but then delete the bridge, which should hopefully be a little bit better. However, that power plant is running pretty much as hot as it's gonna go. Okay, what's the best solution? I think we need some more storage. Oh, that's probably why it's running so hot. I think we need, let's see, let's think about this. A switching station there, and then connected to that I can have photovoltaic, but I don't really want to place it there because it's uneven terrain, so it's a lot of money. So there, which means strangely it's cheaper for me to reroute all of these cables around and then delete those ones. Actually, from there is the better way, isn't it? Because then they're all feeding into that switching station. It feels like that's the way to utilize them. Oh no, don't delete that one. And there we go. And also means I can connect up maybe some sort of molten salt factory there. How much would molten salt be? We've got the money. We've got the money. And there's that switching station. Fully connected. Let's just see what happens here. So we're starting up the game once again. This is obviously ramping at max. It's maxed out. Absolutely maxed out. We've got 1, 2, 3 photovoltaic solar farms. But they're not on yet because obviously it's dark. It be dark. So hot spring, due to a clerical error, Komium has been chosen to host the next annual Hot Spring Festival. However, there's no hot springs nearby. They decide to build a massive power-hungry water heating facility instead. This new building will demand lots of power, but also bring us high profit. Important. This building needs to be fed directly with a high voltage line. So somewhere here, we'll have to connect a high voltage line, which I will probably bring from this switching station, but we shall see where that goes. Money-wise, not ideal on 40 grand, but I did, air quotes, waste a lot of it by moving one of these voltaic solar farms. That is running very hot. 26 and 28, respectively. Well, hang on, there's the water heater under construction. Okay. So it's nowhere near here. In fact, it's closer to Sydney. Right, fair enough. Well, that's a straight connection, which isn't too much of a problem. This is far too... That was double explosion. That was a double explosion there. Okay. So, I want to connect up that. Like so. And then repair that and that. And then delete that. Or is that just shifting the problem? It's just shifting the problem. This one seems okay. That one, not so much. Because I can't pause the game to figure out where the peaks are, we have a problem there. We are... Oh, look at that. We're over... I think we're over 200 megawatts. So, residential 28 megawatts. Commercial 30 megawatts, restaurant 30 megawatts, medical 32 megawatts, special event is 40 megawatts, industrial 32 megawatts, public space 30, landmark 30 and stadium 35. So there's actually a balance between a lot of them. Okay. Speaking of balance, I want to delete that and put that in there. That should, again, hopefully balance that out a little bit. Ideally, I'm going to connect up that, like so, and delete that one, just to take some more draw off that line, because that one there is fairly okay. Inverter motors would be reduced power consumption of industrial buildings by 10%, whereas power-saving lights reduces power consumption of commercial buildings by 5%. I guess it's going to go for inverter motors. So we'll save, what, 3 megawatts? It's not much, is it? It really isn't much at all. But it's better than what we have. There's the water heater, which draws quite a bit. It's drawing nearly 7 megawatts from the grid. That's what's pulling. Oh, darn it. So, this has just appeared. This is a medical clinic, which we know draws a monstrous amount of power. Okay. My solution is this. To just connect it up separately. Like that. Oh, look at that. It's a hotel. It's appeared back there. How cool. I'm going to connect those up, which is all fine. Over here, connect that up, which is fine. This one... starting to sprawl a little bit, but it's not bad at all. Power saving lights would be good. I do go for improved cable alloys. 10% would be pretty good, actually. From this one here, then. Let's have to do that. What year are we on? Oh, yeah, 34. Yeah, that's running. We're on It was on 73. It was on 73 of the 75 max. That just seems to be a bad design there. That's even worse, apparently. If I just connect them both up, see if they share it. Yeah, doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. And there's the next day. Industrial is still 32, yeah. I am going to go with improved cable alloys, given there's that 10% across the board. I'm just a bit worried about that advanced substation, because see how much it's powering loads of Sydney, and it's right on the edge of what it can manage. The only other solution I can think of is A, redesign the entire facility from the ground up, which ain't happening, or put in another one of these. Like that. Connect that up to here. And then that to there. Just delete that. That'll make a huge difference, I think. You see all these solars ramping up. In fact, the coal-fired power plant is doing very little, which is excellent. So most of it's coming from the sun. Coal-fired power plant is shutting down for maintenance in 45 hours. I'm going to do a little test. We're currently running up to our highest demand, 240 megawatts. I'm going to shut it down. I want to see what happens. I want to see if the 3 photovoltaic and the molten salt factories can keep the thing going. Right, let's do it. Settings. For maintenance now, yes. So, it's down for maintenance. Power is still being supplied. Oh, no it's not. It's all kinds of bad. So we have the storage. We do have the storage. But we can't send it fast enough. Right. So lessons were learnt. It also, to be fair, got dark when I started doing that. Yeah, that's lessons learned. Fair enough, game. Fair enough. Right, we've got something that's not powered up. Why isn't that, is it? Well, that shouldn't be a problem. And, oh, what is a problem is a tree has just fallen. Let me delete the tree. And it's fallen on that power line. So, Argyle wasn't powered up at all. 102 generic units of currency. That's pretty good. Oh, look at that. Other than just run them in there, I don't know what else I can do, because I can't run it across there. Connects up to the other one. It still says we've got 7% from storage facilities. Is this power plant just not working anymore? Yeah, it's just not capable of shunting the power where it needs to shunt it to. Tell you what, I'll build... Could build another coal power plant, couldn't I? If I wanted to. Hey, future editing me here. This episode, and indeed this scenario, gets quite long, so we're going to leave it there for now with Power to the People and actually split this into 2 episodes because, well, quite frankly, things get quite heated and quite eventful in the upcoming, and, well, someone should have told me to buy stocks in copper because we did use quite a bit of it for various functions and repairs. But either way, we're going to leave it there for now and jump back in with another episode of Power to the People next time. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.